So I'm out driving around in Suffolk, Virginia right now. And if you're thinking about moving to Suffolk, I'm going to give you 7 reasons why you should absolutely not move here. Now, before you think I've lost my mind, let me tell you a few fun facts about Suffolk. First, Suffolk is the largest by landmass in all of Virginia, and I'm talking about 430 square miles of space. Suffolk is home to over 96,000 people, and it's been the fastest growing locality in Virginia with 4.2% annual growth year over year. And did you know that Suffolk was called the peanut capital of the world? Well, that's true, friends. Planters was brought here by an Italian immigrant in 1913, and a Suffolk schoolboy actually created the world-famous mascot, Mr. Peanut, in 1916. Antonio Gentile won $5 in a contest for drawing Mr. Peanut. Now, another fun fact is that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. gave a speech on June 28, 1963 in Suffolk to over 7,000 people at Peanut Park, just 2 months before his famous I Have a Dream speech. Now, as I told you guys before, one of the most famous people that I'm aware of that hailed from Suffolk, Virginia was none other than Mr. James Avery, Uncle Phil from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
How come you don't want me, man?
And there's even an Avery Fest at Bennett's Creek Park to celebrate him. Okay, so now that we have some fun facts out of the way, here's what's really interesting. While everyone's talking about Virginia Beach and Chesapeake, Suffolk has quietly been becoming one of the most desirable places to live in Hampton Roads. From master planned communities like Harborview to the rural charm in cotton fields and farmland, Suffolk is going to offer you something that I just don't think you can find anywhere else. So today I'm giving you my top 7 reasons of why you should not move to Suffolk, Virginia. And some of these reasons are going to surprise you, but all of them are absolutely the things that you're going to need to know before making a move to Suffolk. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hey, I'm Sonali Hutson, and on this channel I strive to combine faith, inspiration, and real estate to bring you the fire that encourages your heart with kingdom principles and equips you with biblical wisdom to make confident real estate moves. And today we're talking about the 7 reasons that you should never move to Suffolk, Virginia. But I have a sneaky suspicion that some of these warnings might actually convince you that Suffolk might be where God is calling you to go next. Let's get into it.
So have you ever driven through a neighborhood and thought, where did all the yards go? Or maybe you looked out your window and realized you can literally reach out and touch your neighbor's house? Well, if you move to Suffolk, Virginia, that's never going to be your problem again. And that might actually spoil you for living anywhere else. So reason number 7 of why you should never move to Suffolk, Virginia is because you're going to become completely spoiled by space. And friends, once you're used to having room to breathe, you are never going to want to go back. Let me paint you a picture of what space looks like in Suffolk. I'm talking about the largest city by landmass in all of Virginia, 430 square miles, okay? To put that in perspective, Virginia Beach is only 249 square miles and Chesapeake is 340 square miles. Suffolk literally has room for you to spread out. Now in communities like Harborview, you've got this beautiful master plan development that encompasses multiple neighborhoods, including Burbage Grant, and the lots are generous. We're not talking about those tiny postage stamp yards where you can hear your neighbor's television through the window, okay? These are real yards where kids can actually play, where you can have that garden you've always dreamed of, and where you might even have room for a workshop or a she shed. And here's something that makes Suffolk even more attractive for buyers. Many areas qualify for USDA loans. That means if you're looking at eligible rural areas, you could potentially buy with 0% down. 0. The Lord knows how to make a way when his people need more space for their families, okay? But here's the warning, and I'm being serious about this one. Once you experience having actual space around your home, you're gonna be spoiled, period. You're gonna drive through other parts of Hampton Roads and you're gonna be all bougie because you're gonna be like, I wonder how these people live so close together. You're gonna start looking at other properties and thinking, where is the rest of the yard? I've had clients tell me, Sonali, we looked at a house in Virginia Beach and after living in Suffolk and we felt claustrophobic just walking through it. And that's what I mean by being spoiled by space. It becomes a standard that you never wanna compromise on again. So listen, friends, if you are not looking for space, listen to your girl, okay? You may want to avoid moving to Suffolk because Suffolk has the space. Okay, well, let's talk about something that might surprise you. Reason number 6 of why you should never move to Suffolk, Virginia is that your commute will actually be peaceful. And trust me, that kind of peace can actually become dangerously addictive. Now, I know what you're thinking right now. Sonali, Suffolk is far from everything. I'll be driving forever to get anywhere. Let me challenge that thinking for a minute. Because what if I told you that a slightly longer drive that's actually peaceful might be better for your soul than a shorter drive that leaves you stressed and frustrated? Here's the reality about commuting from Suffolk. Yes, you might add 15 to 20 minutes to your drive to reach Norfolk or Virginia Beach. But friends, have you experienced the difference between sitting in bumper to bumper traffic on Military Highway versus driving through the peaceful countryside of Suffolk? If you haven't, listen, I highly recommend. 10 out of 10, okay? When you're living in areas like North Suffolk near Harborview, you have easy access to Bridge Road, which connects you to everything you need without the chaos. You can grab dinner at Cooper's Hawk, do your shopping at Harborview Marketplace, catch a movie at Regal Cinema, or pick up groceries at Food Lion, all without fighting all that crazy Virginia Beach traffic that makes you want to question your life choices, okay? And here's what I love about the Suffolk commute. You actually have time to decompress. Instead of dealing with road rage and aggressive drivers, okay, I must be talking to myself when I say road rage, right? But instead of dealing with road rage and aggressive drivers, you're driving past cotton fields and open spaces. You might even see some horses get grazing or catch a beautiful sunset over the farmland. The scripture tells us in Psalm 68:19, "Blessed be the Lord who daily loads us with benefits." Sometimes those benefits come in the form of a peaceful drive home where you can actually pray, listen to worship music, or just enjoy some quiet time. But here's the warning about that peaceful commute. It might actually improve your mental health so much that you'll never want to go back to stressful city driving. You might become one of those people who says, "I don't understand why anyone would choose to sit in traffic when they could have this peace." Friends, if you're ready to explore what a peaceful lifestyle in Suffolk could look like for you and your family, I'd love to help you find the perfect home in Suffolk or anywhere in Hampton Roads. You can text me at 757-837-0096 and let's start looking at properties that could change your entire quality of life. Whether you're interested in Harborview, Patriots Walk, or any other Suffolk community, I'm here to guide you through the process. All you have to do is shoot me a text, comment below. I've got your back.
So are you ready for reason number 5 of why you should never move to Suffolk, Virginia? You're going to go broke from all the money that you're going to save. And friends, that kind of financial relief can be absolutely dangerous to your budget because you might start thinking having money left over at the end of the month is normal. Okay, I'm just kidding here, but let me actually break down the numbers for you because this is where Suffolk actually gets really dangerous for people who are used to stretching every single dollar. Now, while home prices in Suffolk have appreciated 21.7% year over year, you're still getting significantly more home for your money compared to other parts of Hampton Roads. Now, here's a real scenario for you. That $400,000 home in Suffolk with 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and a 2-car garage, it might cost you $550,000 or more in Virginia Beach for the same square footage. And in Chesapeake, you're looking at $5,000 plus for comparable properties. But it's not just the purchase price where you're going to save money in Suffolk. Your property taxes are lower, your cost of living is more manageable, and you're getting more bang for your buck on everything from utilities to insurance. Now, I've worked with families who've saved enough money by choosing Suffolk over Virginia Beach that they could actually afford to upgrade their appliances, put money into their savings account, and still have breathing room in their monthly budget. The median household income in Suffolk is around $87,000 to $90,000, which is higher than both state and national averages. So you're potentially earning well and spending less on housing, and that's what I call biblical stewardship of your resources. Now, let's also talk about the job market for a minute, because Suffolk isn't just affordable, it's economically stable. The unemployment rate is lower than the national average, and you've got major employers like Amazon Distribution Center, Centara Healthcare, and various agricultural and manufacturing companies that are providing steady employment opportunities. For those working remotely, Suffolk has become incredibly attractive. You can get a home with a dedicated office space, high-speed internet, and peaceful surroundings for a fraction of what you'd pay in more crowded areas. But here's the dangerous part about saving all this money. You might get used to financial peace. You might start thinking it's normal to have money left over for vacations, home improvements, or building your emergency fund. So once you experience what it's like to not be house poor, you might never want to go back to struggling to make ends meet. And if you ask me, Suffolk is going to give you the best value in the Hampton Roads area. So if you like keeping a little bit of money in your pocket, you may want to avoid moving to Suffolk, Virginia. Beware, friends.
You know what, friends? Every single day, people just like you reach out to me because they want to relocate to Hampton Roads. And I absolutely love providing them with the information that they need to make confident real estate decisions. And that's exactly why I have created several comprehensive home buyer and home seller relocation guides that are going to blow you away. And guess what, guys? They are absolutely free. I'm talking completely free. That's right, friends. These guides have everything you want to know. I'm talking neighborhood breakdowns, market insights, moving timelines, school information, and all the insider knowledge that we talk about on this channel. All you have to do is click the link in the description below and I'll send these incredible resources right over to you. And do not miss out on these guides because they're going to save you time, money, and they're going to help you make the smartest decisions for your family's financial future. Let's talk about reason number 4 why you should never move to Suffolk, Virginia. The schools might actually prepare your kids for success, and that kind of educational excellence can spoil them for mediocre learning environments anywhere else. I'm just kidding, but if you do have children or if you're planning to start a family, this is where Suffolk might really get dangerous for your long-term plans. Because once your kids experience quality education in a more personal, community-focused environment, they might never want to settle for overcrowded classrooms and underfunded programs. Now, Suffolk Public Schools serves the area with 11 elementary schools, 4 middle schools, and 3 high schools. But it's not just about the numbers, it's about the quality and the options available to your children. Now let's start with some of the standouts. Northern Shores Elementary has an 8 out of 10 rating on great schools. Kilby Shores Elementary scores a 7 out of 10. And these aren't just good schools, guys. These are schools where your teachers know your child's name and parents are actively involved in the educational process. Kings Fork High School offers the International Baccalaureate program, and that's college-level coursework that can earn your teenager actual college credits while they're still in high school. Lakeland High School focuses on technology-based learning, preparing students for careers in our increasingly digital world. And Nansemond River High School offers strong academic and athletic programs that develop well-rounded students. So if you're considering private education, Nansemond Suffolk Academy is right there in Suffolk, one of the top-rated private schools in all of Hampton Roads. It serves pre-K through 12th grade with excellent academics and athletics. Suffolk Christian Academy provides faith-based education for families who want their children's spiritual development integrated with their academic growth. Now, for families who choose homeschooling, Virginia offers excellent support programs and co-ops, and Suffolk's community is very welcoming to homeschool families. Now, here's what I love about Suffolk's approach to education. It's not only about test scores, though those are important. It's about developing the whole child in a community that values both academic excellence and character development. One of my closest friends, I love her, shout out to Deb. She teaches in Suffolk Public Schools and she is literally one of the best human beings that I know. If your kid is blessed to have Miss Cameron for a teacher, they will have not just the educational foundation, but they will have a teacher who loves on them and prays for them as well. And friends, listen, you cannot beat that. Now, Proverbs 22:6 tells us, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Suffolk provides multiple pathways for that training: public, private, homeschooling, and specialized programs that can meet your child's unique needs and calling. So I gotta give you the warning, guys, about Suffolk's educational opportunities, because once your children experience learning in smaller classes where teachers actually have time to invest in them individually, where the community supports educational excellence, and where there are real opportunities for growth and development, they might be spoiled for educational mediocrity anywhere else. So if this type of education is not what you're looking for, then listen, you may want to steer clear of moving to Suffolk, Virginia.
So here we are at reason number 3 why you should never move to Suffolk, Virginia. And this one might be the most dangerous of them all. You'll become a complete outdoor snob. And friends, once you experience this level of natural beauty and outdoor access, you might never be satisfied with concrete and traffic again. So if you love nature, wide open spaces, and actual fresh air, Suffolk is about to completely spoil you. I'm talking about outdoor experiences that's going to ruin you for city living forever. So let's start with the Great Dismal Swamp National Wildlife Refuge. Over 112,000 acres of protected wilderness right in your backyard. It's not just a park, friends. This is 112,000 acres of hiking trails, biking paths, kayaking opportunities, and wildlife watching that most people only dream about. Now, Lake Drummond sits right in the heart of the Great Dismal Swamp, and it's one of only 2 natural lakes in all of Virginia. You can fish, you can kayak, or you can just sit quietly and experience the kind of peace that only comes from being surrounded by God's creation. But the outdoor opportunities don't stop there. You've got the Nansemond River, you've got Chuckatuck Creek, and Lake Prince for fishing and boating. If you're into hunting, Suffolk offers some of the best deer and waterfowl hunting in the region. Now, some of my clients have found properties where they can hunt right on their own land. So imagine that convenience. In fact, one of my greatest clients, Mr. Larry, he sold his home in Chesapeake and moved his family to Suffolk because he is an avid hunter. He told me about the hunting club that he belongs to, and his new home is much closer to his hunting club. I have also had clients that purchased a small home, but on acres of land so they could have horses or just hunt and farm their own land. In Suffolk, there's enough space for you to do any of those things. Now let's talk about the Harborview area. In the Harborview area, you're not just getting rural outdoor access, you're also getting planned recreational amenities, golf courses with waterfront views, walking trails that connect neighborhoods, and community spaces designed for outdoor enjoyment. Sleepy Hole Park and Golf Course is absolutely stunning. Waterfront views, walking trails, and one of the area's most beautiful golf courses. Bennett's Creek Park offers 57 acres with boat ramps, tennis courts, and picnic areas that are perfect for family gatherings. And let me tell you something about the simple pleasure of wide open spaces. When you can step outside your back door and not hear traffic, when you can see actual stars when you look in the sky at night, and when you can take evening walks through the neighborhoods where the only sounds are birds singing and children playing, it just does something to your soul. Genesis 1:31 reminds us that God saw everything that he had made, and indeed it was very good. In Suffolk, I feel like you're going to experience that goodness of creation on a daily basis. You're going to find yourself wanting to take walks just because you can. You're going to want to watch sunsets over cotton fields and breathing air that actually feels clean and fresh. But here's the dangerous part about becoming an outdoor snob. Once you experience this level of natural beauty and outdoor access, you might never want to settle for anything less. You might become one of those people who can't understand why anyone would choose strip malls and traffic over cotton fields and clean air. Now, if this kind of outdoor lifestyle sounds like what you've been praying for, let's talk about making Suffolk your home. You can text me at 757-837-0096 and I will help you find a property where you can experience all of this natural beauty while still having access to modern conveniences. So whether you want waterfront access, hunting land, or just a peaceful neighborhood with great outdoor amenities, Suffolk has options that might surprise you.
Okay, friends, we're down to reason number 2 why you should never move to Suffolk, Virginia. And this one hits close to home for me. The community here will absolutely ruin you for living anywhere else. Because once you experience what real community feels like, you'll never want to be anonymous in a big city again. Now let me ask you something. When's the last time you walked through your neighborhood and actually knew your neighbors' names? When's the last time someone asked about your family? Not because they were being nosy, but because they genuinely cared. If you move to Suffolk, that's going to become your normal, and that can be dangerously addictive. Now, Suffolk has this unique blend of small town charm with suburban convenience that creates something special, real community. In neighborhoods like Patriots Walk, where I am right now, Burbage Grant, you've got community clubhouses, tennis courts, pools, and sidewalks that actually encourage people to get out and meet each other. Patriots Walk has that peaceful, family-oriented atmosphere where kids can ride bikes safely and neighbors look out for one another. But it's not just about the amenities, friends. No. It's about the people. You'll run into neighbors at Food Lion and they'll ask you about your mama's surgery. You'll see familiar faces at the Suffolk Seaboard Station Farmers Market. Your kids will go to school with children whose families you actually know and trust. I love how diverse Suffolk's community is. You've got military families from nearby bases who understand the challenges of deployment and relocation. Young professionals who've discovered that they can work remotely and still have a quality of life that most people only dream about. Retirees who found their peaceful place but don't want to be isolated from community life. And longtime locals whose families have been here for generations and who welcome newcomers with open arms. The community events in Suffolk aren't just events, they're traditions that build real relationships. The Peanut Festival brings the whole city together every October. The Christmas Parade downtown creates memories that last lifetimes. Local festivals at Sleepy Hole Park, community gatherings at Bennett's Creek. These aren't just things that people do, they're opportunities to build the kind of friendships that sustain you through all of life's challenges. Now let me tell you something special about the faith community in Suffolk. Whether you're looking for a large church with contemporary worship or a small congregation with traditional values, you're going to find your spiritual home here. The churches in Suffolk seem to feel like communities that support each other throughout the week and not just on Sunday services. Now, here's the warning about experiencing real community in Suffolk, because once you know what it feels like to have neighbors who actually care about you, once you experience the peace that comes from living in a place where people look out for each other, you might never be satisfied with the isolation and anonymity of big city living again. So if you prefer to keep to yourself and you don't want neighbors waving at you from their front porches, well, listen, you might want to steer clear of Suffolk, Virginia.
All right, and here we are, friends. Reason number one why you should never move to Suffolk, Virginia. And this is the most dangerous warning of them all. You ready? See, listen, you should never move to Suffolk because you're never going to want to leave. Because Suffolk offers something that's increasingly rare in today's world, a place where you can build a life that actually feels sustainable and fulfilling. Now, let me tell you why Suffolk is so dangerous for people who are looking for their forever home. This isn't just another place to live. This is a place where your roots can grow deep and your life can flourish. Now, think about all the warnings I've given you today. The danger of being spoiled by space, the risk of peaceful commutes, the threat of saving money, the hazard of excellent schools, the peril of becoming an outdoor snob, and the warning about real community. But here's the thing, when you put all of that together, you get something incredibly dangerous, and that's contentment. You see, friends, the numbers only tell part of the story. People are choosing Suffolk because they recognize there's something special here. The real estate market reflects this desirability. New construction communities like the Preserve at Lake Mead are seeing homes sell in the $600,000 to $700,000 range, and they're moving quickly because buyers recognize the value. Patriots Walk has homes ranging from $413,000 to $650,000 with a median sales price around $502,000. They're not just houses, they're investments in a lifestyle that continue to appreciate. Let me tell you about my favorite clients, the Camerons. They found their forever home in Suffolk, and it is everything they wanted and prayed for. I also had some clients relocate from Maryland to Burbage Grant, and they are beyond happy with their decision. And maybe one day, just maybe, my husband and I will be building or buying our forever home in Suffolk with the in-ground saltwater pool. And if you're there, you can look forward to seeing us around. Now, here's what really gets me about Suffolk. It's growing without losing its soul. You can still find working farms and cotton fields, but you also have Harborview Marketplace for shopping, excellent restaurants along Bridge Road, and all the modern conveniences that you need. It's development done right, growth that enhances the community rather than destroying what made it special in the first place. The economic stability goes beyond real estate. Major employers like Amazon Distribution Centers, Centara Healthcare, and various agricultural and manufacturing companies provide steady employment opportunities. The unemployment rate is lower than the national average, and with 33% of residents having some college education and 20% holding bachelor's degrees, you're surrounded by people who are invested in building something meaningful. Joshua 24:15 says, "Choose for yourselves this day whom you will serve." When it comes to choosing where you live, Suffolk offers you the opportunity to serve both your family's practical needs and your desire for a meaningful, community-centered life. The danger of moving to Suffolk, Virginia is that you might just find your promised land. You might discover that place where your family can thrive, where your children can grow up with strong values and real community support, where you can build wealth while maintaining your peace of mind. And once you find that, friends, you're never going to want to let it go. So if you like moving around every few years and you don't want to put down roots in a place that feels like home, you're definitely going to need to avoid Suffolk, Virginia. Okay, so there you have it, friends. 7 real warnings about why you should never move to Suffolk, Virginia. But honestly, if these dangers sounded exactly like what you've been praying for, maybe it's time to seriously consider making Suffolk, Virginia your home. Friends, the truth is, Suffolk offers an increasingly rare combination of space, affordability, community, and growth potential that's hard to find anywhere else in Hampton Roads. So if you're a young family looking for your first home, military personnel seeking a community that understands your lifestyle, an empty nester who's ready to downsize without compromising on your quality of life, or anyone in between, I truly believe Suffolk has something that might surprise you. Now, don't forget to grab our free Suffolk relocation guide in the description. And if this video helped you understand what Suffolk is really about, please hit that subscribe button, because I'm here every week bringing you real estate insights with heart and faith. Friends, I cannot thank you enough for supporting my channel. You guys are absolutely amazing. I love creating content that uplifts, encourages, and inspires you in your real estate decisions. And And if you haven't done so already, please sure to schedule a free consultation by clicking the link in my description. I love hearing from my YouTube family, and I'd be honored to have the opportunity to serve you. Until next time, keep building your dreams. God has your back, and so do I. God bless you.